all across the country, at state capitals, at city town halls, leftists are openly coming out and chanting, "Hail Satan, abortion is our sacrament, we love Lucifer, and down with Donald Trump," and it gets worse. They're now announcing on national television that the public should join hands in ritual magic against Donald Trump to bring him down.
I'll get you, my pretty, and your little dog, too.
I don't want to ever hear again from the corporate mainstream media that there's no occult connections to the left, or that, there's no bizarre rituals taking place, when it's all over TV, all over Hollywood, all over rock and roll, all over hip hop, all over the news, calling for everyone to focus psychically with Satan or Lucifer to kill Trump tonight. And then you go to town halls of the Texas Capitol and people are saying, "Hail Lucifer, hail Satan." And they've just adopted this satanic culture, whether you believe there's a real devil or not. These people fundamentally hate progress and success because they're a bunch of arrested development losers that have been taught it's cool to not excel and to be a loser. And they wouldn't last 5 minutes in Sudan or Somalia without being killed or kidnapped or raped. And they're just like, bring this in as fast as you can, because they're one with the radical Islamic spirit of Wahhabism that, if you look at it, is satanic. Having little kids kill people, cutting people's throats, having prisoners you're about to kill eat human flesh, so you send them to hell according to the Quran. This is all admitted. And again, they're praising Satan, they're praising Lucifer, they're calling for the death of Trump, they're outraged in the mainstream media that Trump is invoking the birthright of God and calling God back into our world to have some truly, positive outlooks. Whether you believe in God or not, if you had some beautiful, tree in your house and you worshiped life and wanted to build something good and be a wholesome person, you could say that was positive outlook. But if you're worshiping the devil, that's about greed and dysfunction and destruction and willful rebellion against our natural order that's so fulfilling and so good, and attacking men and women and the family and the holy union of the man and woman, and trying to ban those terms, and National Geographic not having a single normal, yes, classic mammal, female, on the cover, shows you it's a true attack on the fortress of our strength, women. That's why they claim they love women, because they want to keep their enemies closer. They want to destroy the archetype of the goddess. These are truly satanic people.
I fucking love Satan, so fuck you.
So at the CPAC speech and at his inauguration a month and a half ago, President Trump says, hey, it's okay to say Jesus Christ. It's okay to say that, God has been part of the founding of this nation. It's okay to ask God for providence. It's okay to want to be positive and productive and optimistic. And by the way, America has been captured and hijacked by globalist interests that have set up deals to conquer us financially and politically while transferring our power to third world dictatorships they control to then exploit those populations. And they howl and they scream with hate and say, you're anti-gay, you're anti-this, you're anti-that, when none of it's even true. Because the truth is, Trump is inclusive. The globalists and their minions just want to get rid of our sovereignty and say we don't have a right to have a country. So that's why they're attacking Trump, because they want to create borderless systems with a bunch of dispossessed, alone, disenfranchised, dumbed down people like a modern Tower of Babel fighting with each other.
When you open your heart to patriotism, there is no room for prejudice. The Bible tells us how good and pleasant it is when God's people live together in unity. We must speak our minds openly, debate our disagreements honestly, but always pursue solidarity. When America is united, America is totally unstoppable.
So let's go over some of these headlines that are at Infowars.com right now. Links to mainstream news. Witches around the world plot mass spell against Trump. And the news is reporting it like it's completely normal. Tonight, by the light of the waning moon, witches will cast a binding spell on Donald Trump. It's like a ghost dance. But the Native Americans were very, very pure with their ghost dance, not knowing why their world was collapsing. So they just went and said, join with our ancestors, send us back in time. We don't know what to do. That was a loving ritual from the research I've done. Surprised God didn't really hear that call because some bad things were done to those people. You are calling for black magic and Donald Trump's death. And I was reading here, for the demons of the abyss to come out of hell and destroy Trump. Here's another one. Lana Del Rey joins effort to defeat Trump with witchcraft. Rolling Stone. Witchcraft to hex Trump's populist battle cry. That's a video we broke down. And you got the Pope saying he's disgusted. It makes him sick at his stomach when he hears about Europe having Christian roots. It can't even have Christian roots now. Truly a satanic Pope as well, to be a cherry on top to this little event we're witnessing. But this isn't just viral post on Facebook pushed by Hollywood stars and music stars that got picked up. This is happening at the town halls all over the country that the controlled corporate fake stream media is pushing people to go out to. And at these, if the towns dare have an opening prayer, protesters freak out, yell Lucifer after GOP town hall opens with a prayer. And you watch the video, it's like something out of the Bible where they're like, no, not prayer, oh, Lucifer. I mean, this is like, are they going to turn into frogs or something?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This is crazy. And then, of course, you have what's happened in Texas, where they're having a pro-life event and trying to pass a ban on partial birth abortions, and people show up and start saying, hail Satan, hail Satan. You say, oh, well, they're just trying to be, shocking. No, this is the spirit they're into. I know people that are in the pro-abortion movement. It isn't like they had an abortion, it was a mistake, or, whatever, you're forgiven, whatever. We're not the type of people that have had abortions. It's the fact that women that are really into it, like Gloria Steinem, say it's a ritual. They're proud of it.
How many did I adopt? I kill my kids.
I kill my kids.
Kill babies, I pay for that.
You know something?
I pay all my money for that. I get free
wicked.
abortions
You
on
are
demand
wicked.
without apology.
You are wicked as
Yep,
hell.
and I'm going to hell. Yeah, I still pay to kill babies, though.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
This is the definition of modern liberal pop Satanism that we see all over the culture. A bunch of self-centered people that say, I'll go in your girl's bathroom when I'm a 6'4" man. We'll let 3 men identifying as women come over and assault and get in the face of our reporter at a public march, at a public event, and bully her till she deletes the footage off her tape, as happened last night to Millie Weaver. We'll do whatever we want because we'll do as we will. Do as thou wilt, the whole law, Aleister Crowley. And we're going to dominate you and we're going to control you. And what it really is a bunch of spoiled toddlers throwing giant fits, going after everyone and trying to bully them in a gang mentality. So it's basically hordes of betas who are now deciding in huge swarms to become alphas. But a real alpha would try to build people up and be honorable and strong. Instead, they want to destroy. In the video I'm talking about, there's one large man, probably 6'3", because I know how tall Millie is, wearing a wig, identifying as a woman. Fine, I don't care. Coming over and kind of getting in her face, and Millie's so charming, he says, fine, marry me. And that guy's funny. And I don't care if he's out there wearing a wig, dancing around, having fun. Fine. I'm not judging him. But they wouldn't even come give her intellectual arguments. They just cussed and yelled and screamed at her. And only one person actually came over to her and was somewhat funny and made a joke out of it because she was being nice. And they're screaming how Donald Trump's out to get gay people when he's been an advocate for equal rights for 30 years before it was cool. But they don't care. It's not about that. It's about Just like Christians can become very, very orthodox and very, very oppressive and have been in history, and kind of gangs, controlling behavior, being kind of puritanical as a system of control, the left claimed they were all about open societies, but was captured by the children and grandchildren of people that were uptight, anal retentive people before. That's why they're not punk rock. They're not avant-garde. They're not cutting edge. They're not counterculture. They're the opposite. And that's why the left is wedding itself to the most radical orthodox forms of oppressive Islam that rapes women en masse in Sweden and Germany and the Netherlands, and their government admittedly is ordered to cover it up, and as mobs of men rape women in big crowds of people, nothing is done because the religion is you must submit, you must give over your culture, you must be passive if you're an alpha to the giant mass of betas who are coming to rape and enslave you. Finally, in closing, study history and the facts for yourself. It's unequivocal. No country, no nation, no culture can survive when it involves itself in black magic, the dark arts. Even if you don't believe the Christian cosmology, Asia and their histories understand this as well. When you tune into the dark side, it'll give you limited, quick power up front, but will destroy you and everyone around you in the process. And as a culture in massive decline, the so-called leftist, or the left-hand path, the sinister hand, is openly invoking Satanism and Luciferianism in America, just as they did during the French Revolution that killed close to 1 million people. The reason our enemies are so crazed is they understand they're dialed into something very dark, very old, very twisted, and only powerful against those that don't know what they're facing.
I'm melting! Melting! Oh, what a world! What a world! Who thought a good little girl like you could destroy my beautiful wickedness? Ah, look out! Look out! I'm going!
This is one of the biggest secrets out there. The missing link of why our ancestors, whether you were in Africa or ancient Albion, which is England today, why our ancestors were so much stronger. I mean, there are huge archaeological reports, all sorts of anthropology studies, you can look them up for yourself, that show that humans, just an average farmer of 10,000 years ago in England, was stronger than Olympic athletes today. In the final equation, everyone knows our modern society has lost its vitality. The sperm counts are down like 90%. People are falling apart. They're totally depressed. They're unhappy. What is going on? Every ancient culture was obsessed with what I'm about to reveal to you. Today we call it bone broth, and for thousands of years our ancestors enjoyed its benefits before it became lost to our modern diets of processed junk. That's why I'm so excited to announce the product that is undoubtedly the jewel in the crown of InfoWars Life products. Caveman. We lost our vitality because we just ignored the ancient traditions. Everyone knew that you used all the parts of the animal. You used the skin to cover yourself or for shelter. You used the meat for sustenance, the fat for cooking, but you used the bones for strength. We are now introducing Caveman by InfoWarsLife.com, the ultimate in true paleo nutrition with bone broth, turmeric root, chaga mushroom, and 7 total primal superfoods in a single great tasting formula. The bone is so amazing. From the outside structure full of minerals and key cofactors to the marrow that produces the blood for the body. This is the engine of the life essence. I've made a lot of important points here, but this is the one you need to research for yourself because it's so key. High-quality bone broth helps support healthy muscles and connective tissue, while the active compounds in turmeric do battle on the cellular level and help fight free radicals. And collagen is essential to aid healthy tendons, ligaments, and muscle tissue. This is an absolute win-win. You get an amazing product produced right here in America. You support InfoWars and all we're doing to promote freedom and the restoration of our republic and promotion of freedom worldwide. The journey towards better health and giving our bodies these amazing compounds that God created starts at InfoWarsLife.com. 3 years in the making, incredible research, and the very best ingredients. I'm Alex Jones, and I may not be a caveman, but compared to these trendies out there in the street, I'm as close as it gets. Join me at InfoWarsLife.com and get your caveman formula today.